Guys, my name is Alex. I'm going to be doing my discussion tonight on the book July's People by Nadine Gordimer. The main theme that I want to have with this discussion is that of loyalty. Through our discussion so far and just reading the book, I feel like loyalty is a huge part of the theme of this book. Kind of not so obvious at sometimes, and other times very obvious. So the first question that I want you to consider is like a personal question. Do you think that you could see yourself possessing the same type of loyalty that July has for the Smales? By that I mean, could you see yourself putting another family either equal to your own or above your own in terms of responsibility and taking care of them and, being there for them in ways that, could potentially put your own family at risk? My second question that I want you guys to consider is around the topic of Stockholm Syndrome. This is actually something that came to mind almost immediately when we started talking about why July was, doing what he was doing for the Smales. He had no reason to, he could just be free, if you will, and he chooses to take care of them. So Stockholm Syndrome is a term that was coined back in the 70s. In Stockholm, there is these two guys that took a bank hostage. They had 4 hostages, and it was a very unique experience. Actually, they showed their hostages some sort of level of kindness that made them seem very endearing, despite the high level of threat here, because they are still being held hostage. When they had gotten contact with the government, they didn't want to be free. They didn't want to leave their captors. They were very resistant to, their captors being prosecuted. And actually, once they were free, 2 of the women who were hostages actually got engaged to the captors. So that's kind of interesting. But the thing about Stockholm Syndrome is it doesn't always have to be like a freak accident like this robbing the bank was. The main thing with Stockholm Syndrome is somebody's being oppressed to the point where they think that it can never change. And I think you see this resistance of change in July. We had said in class before, maybe he thinks that things are going to go back to how they were, and he doesn't want to, mess things up for himself. He wants to have some sort of, like, security, if you will. But with that, comes in this loyalty that, despite the fact that things could go that way, it's really not his responsibility to take care of the Smales anymore. And so what I want to hear from you guys is if you think that he shows these characteristics of Stockholm Syndrome, and possibly why you think that has happened to him. So my third question for you guys is, do you think that the Smales could or do possess the same type of loyalty for July as he did for them? So what I mean by that is if the roles were reversed and July's people, his family, those people, they had to be evacuated from where they'd lived their whole lives and they didn't have anywhere to go, do you think the Smales would take his family in? Do you think that they would offer them that, level of care that they couldn't find anywhere else, that they don't have anywhere to go? Would they take on that risk of danger by helping them? So I just want to hear what you guys have to say about that. So those are my 3 questions, all surrounding this overlying theme of loyalty. So if you want to post your answers, and I will talk to you guys on Tuesday. Thank you.